The Lantern Maker's Choice. Story from the Great Fire of London, 1666. It is the night of September 1, 1666. Thomas, a young lantern maker's apprentice, works late in his small workshop near Pudding Lane. The air smells of smoke, but that is not unusual in old London. His master, Arthur, has gone to bed. Thomas looks at the wooden houses, built so close together that neighbors could touch hands from their windows. He feels a sense of unease. The summer has been long and dry. A single spark, he thinks, could turn the whole city into a furnace. He extinguishes his candle and prepares to sleep. 2 hours past midnight, Thomas wakes to the sound of shouting. He opens his window and sees a red reflection on the windows across the street. Fire. It has started in the bakery below. The flames move quickly, climbing the walls like hungry animals. Thomas's first thought is to run. His second thought is the workshop. Inside, there are not only lanterns but also historical documents, maps and building plans of old London that Arthur has collected for 30 years. Thomas shakes Arthur awake. "Master," he says, "the city is burning. We must leave, but I cannot leave the papers." Arthur wants to save only their lives. "The papers are nothing compared to us," he says. But Thomas sees something different. Those papers show how London was built, its wells, its walls, its first houses. Without them, future generations will not know their own city. Thomas makes a choice. He gives Arthur a wet cloth for his mouth and tells him to go to the river. Then, Thomas fills 2 large leather bags with documents. He lifts a heavy bag on each shoulder. The heat is now fierce. The roof above him begins to crack. Thomas runs out into the street. The fire has turned the narrow road into a tunnel of flame. He cannot see Arthur. He cannot see the river. But he remembers the map he studied so many times, one of the documents now on his back. He knows that if he turns left at the church, then right at the well, he will reach the Thames. He runs. Sparks land on his sleeves. The leather bag burns his shoulder. But he does not stop. Behind him, his workshop collapses into a pile of fire and wood. Dawn comes slowly, hidden behind thick smoke. Thomas reaches the riverbank. He falls to his knees in the mud, coughing. Around him, hundreds of people sit in silence, families, merchants, children. They have lost their homes. Thomas opens one of the bags. The papers are safe. He sees Arthur sitting by a boat, alive. Thomas does not feel like a hero. He feels like a boy who watched his world end. But he also knows that London will rebuild. And when it does, the people will need to remember what stood before. He holds the bag close and waits for the fire to die. Every old city hides stories like Thomas's. Some are written in books. Others wait inside old walls, or in boxes forgotten in attics. If you enjoyed this story, watch the next video to learn how paper saved London's history 3 times in 1 century. And before you go, ask yourself this question. In a fire, what one thing would you carry out with your own hands? Tell us in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more historical stories every week.